first grade friends. It's Mrs. Hannah over here on the other side of the screen. You can't see my face today for our shared reading lesson because I want you to be able to see all the pictures and illustrations. So I'm going to share my screen with you. You also can look at the pictures up close because you're going to be using your My Book, book number 1, and you're going to turn to page 50 and 51 today. The story that we're going to read is called A Kid's Guide to Friends. So once you get to page 50 and 51, you'll be ready for our lesson. Today for our lesson, I want us to focus on making inferences. Wow, what a big concept, what a big idea. Let me break it down for you. Did you know that sometimes an author doesn't always tell the readers everything they need to know to understand a text or a book? What were those authors thinking? Well, they were thinking they want you to be good readers and good listeners, and they want you to use clues to figure out some things on your very own. Figuring things out on your own is called making an inference. Say that word, inference. It's right here, inference, right there. Okay, so when you make an inference, you use evidence or clues in a text. So if you look at our little sign right here, it says make inferences. When you make inferences, you use clues to make a smart guess about something the author doesn't tell you. You can look at the clues in the book that you're reading. So you can find the clues from the text and the pictures and clues from what you already know. This is called background knowledge, things that you already know about. When you use your brain and you use the clues from the text or the pictures, you're making an inference. So today we're going to be using this strategy and this skill as we read when we read our story called A Kid's Guide to Friends. So our story today it starts on page 50 and it's the Prepare to Read. And we're going to talk about inferences as we read this story. So we know that the genre means what type of story are we getting ready to read. Genre can be fiction or nonfiction. Those are the big ideas, but then we can break it down into more specific ideas. So today, our book is an informational text. So since it's an informational text, the author's purpose for writing this book is to give us information. And that's under the big idea of nonfiction. So it gives us facts about a topic. We're going to look for, in this book, facts about friends, headings that stand out, and photos with labels. So our purpose today is to read to make smart guesses or inferences about things the author does not say in the book. You're going to use what you already know in your head, in your brain, and clues in the text and the pictures to help you figure it out. Before we read, I want you to listen to our background knowledge on kinds of friends.
There are all kinds of friends. You can have more than one kind of friend. You might have a friend in your class at school or who lives near you in your neighborhood. You can have a friend at home too, like mom and dad. You can share things and have fun with a sister, a brother, or a cousin. A grandmother or grandfather can also be your friend. Even a pet can be a good friend.
Excellent. So there are a lot of types of friends and kinds of friends that we can have. Let's read our book today, A Kid's Guide to Friends by Trey Amico. All right, here we go. Kinds of friends. You can look in your book and you can also look on my screen. Kinds of friends. A friend is nice. A friend likes to be with you. A friend makes you happy. Who can be your friend? There are all kinds of friends. Wow, let's look at these pictures and labels and make inferences about who could be our friends. because it doesn't say down here in the text what kinds of friends we have, but if we use our inferencing skills, we can look up here and see that classmates can be our friends, a neighbor, a grandma, dad, sister, or even a cat. This doesn't limit it to just these people or these animals, but it's giving you some ideas of who can be your friend. So we can even have more friends than that. Here is a heading. You find headings a lot in informational text, and the heading of this section is called Fun with Friends. Friends play. Friends can be silly. Friends like to be together. What else can friends do? So it's asking a question, and then over here it says the best times are with friends. So what else can friends do? Let's use our inferencing skills to see if we can figure out what other things that friends can do. Here are some pictures that are labeled. This is a good informational strategy. You know that this is an informational text because it's labeled, and I can see these friends are running, dig, riding bikes, reading books, jumping, and laughing. Wow. I know that the author is telling me that there are a lot of different things that we can do with friends, and that the best times are with friends when we're doing those fun things. Okay, next section, read with me. Make new friends. School is one place to find friends. Look around. Be brave. Say hi. Ask someone to play with you. Now, since you're not here at school, hopefully you have some friends close by. That could be your sister, your brother, a cousin, or maybe even a neighbor, and you can make new friends with them. Be fair. Take turns. Say sorry if you make a mistake. Cheer each other up. What else do good friends do? Oh, we can use our inferencing skills right here. What other things can we do to be good friends? That question is right here, and it just says try to make your friends happy. What can you do to make your friends happy? Let's use our skills. We're looking at the pictures and the words. We can smile, wave, listen, share, help, or play. Are there other things that you could do to make your friends happy? You might have some other ideas that the author didn't put in their text. It feels good to be a friend. Let's be friends. Having friends is such a great thing, and I hope that you all have lots of friends, and if you don't have lots of friends, at least you have one friend. I have one best friend, and we talk a lot. Okay, so let's look at our turn and talk. It says to use the details from our story to answer these questions with a partner. So you can answer these questions with a family member close by. We're going to make inferences. Why is it a good idea to make new friends? Look back in the text. Can you find evidence why it is a good idea to make new friends? I remember in the story, they said that we have fun with friends and that friends help us and we help them. Those are some good ideas why it's a good idea to make a new friend. Question number 2 asks, what are some different ways to be a good friend? Look back at the text. There were some really good ideas about how to be a good friend. We just read that part too. I'm going to go back. Remember? We can listen and share. We can do so many things to be a good friend. All right. Okay, so now it's your turn. You're going to write an opinion today. So you're going to think about the different ways to make friends in A Kid's Guide to Friends, the book that we just read. Which way do you think is the best. So you're going to go back to your text and look to see which way you think it is the best to be a friend. Once you make your decision, you're going to plan your writing. So you're going to draw a picture. That's your brainstorming start. So you draw a picture. You're going to show you making a new friend using the best way you learned from A Kid's Guide to Friends. And then on the other side of your page, I think mine's down here. Mine looks a little different because it's on the computer. You're going to write a sentence to go along with your illustration, your picture, to tell which way of making friends you think is best. You're going to write a reason why you think it's best. So when you write a reason, you have to use the word because. So it could say something like, I think, I think smiling is the best way to make a friend because, and then I would have to give you my reason. Okay, so you're going to tell your opinion and you're going to use the word because when you write your reason. I can't wait to see what you write about. Thank you for joining me for our shared reading lesson. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.